everybody, Howard here with Fun Blues Rock Riffs, okay? And this is number 1 in the series, so I hope to do many more. This first one's in the key of C, and these are really blues rock riffs, okay? So they're a little bit heavier, slightly more involved than the beginning riffs, okay, in the previous kind of series. But these are sort of for intermediate players, but as I always say, I've had many beginning guitar players who could wrap their heads around this stuff. So if you feel like taking it on, just play it nice and slow it down, play it correctly, accurately, and then work up the tempo, okay? So I'll play it for you at first, and then we'll dive into it with the tab on the screen, nice and slowly. Let's dive right into it. First things first, I'm in standard tuning. I'm using a Pro Rat distortion pedal on this one, and I'm plugging my telly right into that, and that goes right into my Orange Crush 20 RT practice amp, okay? So here we go with the tab up on the screen, and I'll break the riff down nice and slow. Let's do that one again really slowly. Now playing it at tempo, I'm using predominantly alternate picking. Alright, so that's all down, up, down, and then down again when you come back to the 3rd fret on the A string. And I'm hitting that 3rd fret on the 6th string with an upstroke. You can also start this whole riff with an upstroke and go into the alternate picking from there. Right? But as I say, I'm playing it, starting it with a downstroke. Either way is totally fine. And then the last 2 notes of that are played with downstrokes. So it's a combination of alternate picking and downstrokes. And then alternate picking again. Down, up, down, okay? So that's the way I'm doing it, but again, you can mosh it up in whatever way works best for you. And then we're playing essentially a C minor 7th chord. It's not a C7 sharp 9. So what we're doing here is we're fretting the 3rd fret on the A string, the 3rd fret on the G string, and the 4th fret on the B string. And you can see, backing up just a little bit, that I'm applying a bit of muting to the riff. Not heavy muting, but just enough to keep the notes kind of staccato. So when you play this part, it's all downstrokes, but you can do it with down, down, up if you want to. So I'm giving the chord a little bit of vibrato, right? And the first note is pretty staccato. Then let that note ring right through the remainder of the chord. So you get that full minor 7th sound, and then just give your 2nd finger and your 3rd finger a bit of a nasty vibrato. And that's essentially the riff, okay? And we're going to take it through a 1-4-5 progression. So once you get this, you can pretty much play the whole thing, okay? So here we go. Nice and slowly. Now, of course, we play it twice there, and then we're going to move it up to the 6th fret, meaning the 6th fret with your 1st finger. And we play the exact same riff, okay? So once you get this, as I said, you've got the whole thing. Move it back to the C chord. So it's once at C, twice at C, and and then once at F, and then back to C one time, standard 12-bar blues. And then we move up to the 8th fret to take it to the G minor 7 chord, the 5 chord, and the riff is shorter and slightly different. And you can see that I move my first finger into position to play that G minor 7th chord. You could play it like this if you wanted to, but I think that's probably a bit too much if you're an intermediate player. So I just move my first finger up to catch that chord position. Just like that. And then we take that same riff and we move it down to the 6th fret to capture that F minor 7th again. Okay, so from the 5 chord to the 4 chord again. All right, and then we come back to the original riff, but we're going to turn it around to a G7 at the end. So doing it slowly, it is the exact same riff. But instead of going to the C minor 7th, we're going to the G7. So that's the exact same shape, just moved up toward your head to the 6th string. So it's 3 on the 6th, 3 on the 4th, and 4 on the 3rd. Exact same rhythmic approach, okay? So here's the whole riff in its entirety, played slowly. On a C7 sharp 9, 3rd fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the D string, 3rd fret on the G, 4th fret on the B. Or you can start the riff over again, whatever works best for you. So there you go with fun blues rock riffs, number 1 in the series, this one in the key of C. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be doing more, and thanks for watching. All the best to everyone.